All right, so this is our Fire Emblem board game. The objective of this game was to translate the battle mechanics onto a board game and make it PvP based. So right here I have my two group mates.
Yes, we are your roommates.
Nick and Raph.
I didn't realize I was moving.
So right now we'll basically start off. We'll show how the game is set up. So normally, right now we have select teams of 3 on 3, but normally in our game you'd be able to pick from the wide selection of like Fire Emblem characters that are in the game. So we have a whole deck of cards that resemble their stats, that show off what units they are and things like that. So, but for the sake of this video, we'll just shorten that out.
This game it's similar to chess, where like you have like a king unit. They're called champions in our game. You can see that their cards are a little bit different. They got that nice gold color, and they also, the benefit of the champion units is they come with the special ability. To start the game off, we have to set our units up on any of these like fortress spaces. These are the starting areas for the prototype. So, and then these numbers correspond to which unit it is depending on the order of the cards. So this is 1 for Marth, 2 for Silk, and then 3 for Cordelia. And since I'm blue, I get to go first, so I'm going to go ahead and move Cordelia. And each unit has specific classes which have different movement types and attack types. So since she's a flying unit, she has no restrictions when it comes to where she can move and like how she can move. And she actually gets a +2 advantage to her movement, which you can see on the stats. So she can move 7 spaces, and how movement works basically is you can only go horizontally and vertically. I'm gonna move her, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Move her to there, and then since I can't attack, I'm gonna flip her token over to show that her movement's done. I can't use her for the rest of my turn. Now I can move every other character now. Like for example, Marth, since he's an infantry unit, he can only move 3. So he's gonna go 1, 2, 3 onto this 4 space. And then Silk, I'm gonna move her at 3. She's an infantry as well because she's a cleric. So 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so now that all my movements have been made and I can't do anything else, it's gonna go over to Raph's turn, and he's gonna basically do the same thing.
Alright. Then my turn is over, so I reflip everyone.
It goes back to me, and since Marth's, I'm going to be able to show off his hero ability. It's Land Strider. Marth can cross mountain tiles without any movement penalty. So these, as you can see here, are mountain tiles. And normally, for infantry units, it costs them 2 to move through them. So you can basically, you trudge through them if you're going to use it, cross them. But since he has that ability, he can have the benefit of the mountain tiles, which is, adds 2 to his defense without the penalty. So I'm going to go ahead and move him 1, 2, up to here. He's got the +2 now. So I'm going to go ahead and move my other characters just to make things a little bit faster. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, and that's going to be the end of my turn.
Alright, so I'll essentially do the same thing. We're just moving our units closer so that the actual battles can begin. Alright, so it's finally time for us to attack, and I'm going to start by doing a special attack. Now in Fire Emblem, Pegasus Knights, or flying units in general, are weak to bows. That's their disadvantage for being in the air all the time, and we also implemented that into our game.
Yes.
So I'm going to have my archer over here attack his Pegasus Knight. So the way things are handled here is that every unit has a stat called skill over here, and every unit has a stat called speed on the right. So skill is the number that determines your chance of hitting your opponent, and speed is the number that determines the chance of the opponent dodging. So in this scenario, He has extremely high skill. He's super accurate, so his skill is at 10. On the other hand, her speed is at 5, so already there's a major disadvantage. It's 10 to 5, and the higher number wins. But we also add a dice roll, 1 6-sided die per player, and that adds to the score. Everyone.
So, since she's in a bad spot, I'm going to go ahead and use my movement to pull her back, and I'm going to have her wait. Now, I picked a cleric for my team. Basically, clerics are the standard healers. So basically, she can heal Cordelia with the value of her magic stat. It cannot exceed her normal health. So basically, by using her turn, which I'm going to do now, oh, well, let me flip her again too. She's going to bring her back to full health. So Cordelia's back. She's good to go since I had that cleric. But now, since Martha's in position, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of the fact that Takumi cannot counter at a range. And that is going to be the end of my turn. So now I'm in a bad spot because my champion unit is out and about in front of everyone. And the win condition is the champion unit has to be defeated. So let's see how this predictably is going to play out. Why don't you...
So in this scenario, right, I would move Takumi over here to retaliate, and actually they're pretty even because Takumi has 10 skill, Marth has 10 speed. So this is entirely based off of the dice roll.
Oh boy.
My chances aren't that good. Nope.
So I dodged it, thankfully.
Okay, so absolutely nothing happened in that scenario. Now my archer is vulnerable once more because he can't do anything. So let's make things interesting. I will have my king unit attack his king unit. And in this scenario, it is 7 skill versus 10 speed. However, there is a weapon disadvantage in this game.
Yes.
We are using the color triangle, and in this case, blue is strong against red. You can see it next to their names.
Each card that shows what weapon type they are as well as what color type.
So in this scenario, because I have the weapon advantage, blue is stronger than red, I get a bonus. I get a bonus when I am attacking and defending Marth with this character, +1 to either skill or speed, depending on whether I'm attacking or defending.
And I take a debuff, so it's -1 skill and speed, depending on if I'm attacking or defending.
So in this scenario, when I'm attacking him, instead of 7 skill, I have 8, and instead of 10 speed, he has 9.
Yeah.
So I'm still at a disadvantage by 1, but I can still have a good chance to hit him.
Yeah, well, you saw how bad my first dice roll was.
I don't know.
Marth's gonna die.
Okay, so 13 skill with the weapon advantage versus his 9 speed +3, so 12.
Yeah.
Barely won that one, but I hit him. So
Yeah.
8 strength, and his defense is 5. So 3 damage. 3 damage.
Yes.
But here's where he gets the counterattack. So this is a 1v1 situation. Both units have a range of 1, so he can launch a counterattack. And because his speed is significantly higher than mine, he can also double.
So we've shown lots of the mechanics that are present in the Fire Emblem games. There are more that are included in our prototype, but for the sake of brevity and for focus, we only decided to show the most important ones. But we outlined all the kinds of interactions and rules that could occur in our little rule book.
The greatest strength of this game, in my opinion, is the fact that you can build your dream team of 6 characters, including 1 champion character. So we can have some crazy matchups. There could be a meta that gets developed as the game goes on with which is good with what and everything. So I think that's a huge part of what makes our game successful, in my opinion. We have over 50 characters. They're all represented throughout the series, and that's kind of, it's about dream teams fighting dream teams. That's why it's called, Fire Emblem Conquest of Dreams.